Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Every now and then I come across a little piece of info from the Harry Potter series that gets me really excited to share with you all, and I've got something really cool for you all today. As with many books, authors create plenty of characters and their backstories, but sometimes, well, a lot of the time, some of these characters don't make it to the final draft. What seems a great fit at the time may not contribute to the overall story as a whole, or can end up feeling forced. Well, that was the case of the character that J.K. Rowling created during her original draft of the Goblet of Fire. The character's name was Mafalda Weasley, and she was supposed to be a nasty piece of work. Now, I've managed to gather every scrap of information on the character I could find, and in today's video I'm going to expand on the character, explaining why she was originally included, what her involvement was going to be, and ultimately why JK decided to remove her altogether. So let's take a look. In the original draft of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Mafalda Weasley was intended to be a Slytherin student who would serve as a source of information for Harry, Ron and Hermione as they investigated the Triwizard Tournament. Now, for a Weasley to be in Slytherin was quite the shock at the time, as the vast majority of the Weasley clan were placed into Gryffindor, possibly due to their compassion for Muggleborns. I'm not exactly sure. According to Rowling, Mafalda had been infiltrating the Weasley family for some time, posing as a cousin and attempting to learn as much as she could about Harry and his friends. Now, it's not from a malicious, harmful standpoint that she wanted this info on the trio, but more of a curiosity standpoint. Mafalda wanted to know everything there was to know about anyone and anything. However, that didn't rule out her doing mean and self-centered things in order to get what she wanted. There was a somewhat evil underlying tendency to her. So the idea behind Mafalda's character was to introduce a new perspective on the wizarding world, as well as to provide a Slytherin student who could serve as an ally to Harry and his friends. I think by the time the Goblet of Fire was released, the stigma that all Slytherins were bad was at its high point. The whole house seemed to be painted as background villains, and I think many of us were waiting to see how they react as a unit should Voldemort actually return. In the original draft of the book, Mafalda was portrayed as a highly intelligent and resourceful individual with a talent for learning and assimilating new information quickly. She was also described as being highly eccentric, with a penchant for unusual clothing and a tendency to speak in riddles and cryptic phrases. It was a reflection of Mafalda's personality that she spoke in such cryptic terms, so she could challenge others to earn the rights to be on the same level as her from an intellectual standpoint. She also liked to keep to herself a lot too, which did cause students to look at her as a loner. So you can imagine what a surprise it was that she became so involved with Harry, Ron and Hermione so promptly. Now, as I mentioned, Mafalda's role in the plot of the Goblet of Fire was intended to be significant. She was meant to provide Harry, Ron and Hermione with information about the Triwizard Tournament, including the challenges and the workings of the tournament itself. She was meant to be the go-to person for Harry when he needed more information. She wouldn't give him direct answers, but you've guessed, riddles that Harry would have to figure out for himself. A reflection of this idea was best highlighted when Cedric Diggory told Harry that the prefect bathroom was a good place for a bath when Harry was trying to figure out how to open the egg that he won in the previous challenge. I think this was supposed to be Mafalda's role should she have remained a character in the books. Additionally, she was meant to help the trio uncover the truth about Barty Crouch Jr., who was posing as Professor Moody at Hogwarts. She seemed to be someone who could identify things that just didn't seem right, so once again, helping identify Crouch Jr. would have been her speciality in a sort of way. However, as the plot of the Goblet of Fire evolved, Rowling ultimately decided to cut Mafalda from the story. She felt that the character was not serving a useful purpose in the narrative and was distracting from the main plotline. While Mafalda's character had initially been conceived as a source of information for Harry, Ron and Hermione, Rowling felt that the character was not providing enough value to the story and was actually proving to be too much of a distraction from the initial plot. Additionally, Rowling felt that Mafalda's role in the story was too similar to that of Hermione, who already served as the source of knowledge and intelligence for the trio. So to have Mafalda there too was creating too much competition for Hermione, which initially J.K. Rowling actually intended. She wanted Mafalda to be a rival for Hermione, to get under her skin and further highlight Hermione's desire to be the brains of the group. However, the author felt it done more harm than good and decided that Mafalda was on her way to the character graveyard, or the nearly made it pile, you could say. Still feeling that the character of Mafalda could have some impact on the story, Rowling decided to incorporate some of her character traits and eccentricities into the character of Rita Skeeter, the infamous reporter from the Daily Prophet. Rowling felt that Rita Skeeter would serve a more useful purpose in the story, as she could be used to introduce new perspectives on the wizarding world and to provide a foil for Harry and his friends, as Rowling was torn over whether she wanted Mafalda to be good or evil, helpful or a nuisance. Rita Skeeter ultimately plays a key role in the events of the Goblet of Fire, using her position as a journalist to spread misinformation and create chaos at Hogwarts, so it kind of shows the direction that JK really wanted to take the Weasley cousin in. Rita also provides important information to Harry and his friends about the true identity of Barty Crouch Jr. and his involvement in the events of the Triwizard Tournament. While Mafalda Weasley was ultimately cut from the final version of the Harry Potter series, her character continues to be a subject of curiosity and speculation amongst fans of the franchise. So some have even drawn connections between Mafalda and other characters in the series, such as Luna Lovegood. Now, I mentioned earlier that Mafalda was described as a highly gifted and eccentric girl who was originally intended to play a significant role in the plot of the book. Some fans have speculated that Mafalda's traits and her position as a Slytherin student may have been a nod to the character of Luna Lovegood. Now hear me out, guys. Like Mafalda, Luna is known for her quirky personality and non-conformity. She is often seen wearing unusual clothing and accessories, just like Mafalda, and is also unafraid to express her unconventional beliefs. She also likes to keep to herself, just as Mafalda was supposed to do. Additionally, both Mafalda and Luna are portrayed as highly intelligent and gifted individuals. Mafalda was described as being highly talented and possessing a knack for learning and assimilating new information very quickly. Luna, on the other hand, is known for her sharp intellect and her ability to think outside the box. Despite these similarities, it's important to note that Mafalda and Luna are completely and ultimately very different characters. Luna is a Ravenclaw student who values wisdom and creativity, while Mafalda was intended to be a Slytherin student who valued ambition and cunning. Additionally, Luna plays a significant role in the later books of the series, while Mafalda never made it to the final versions of any of the books. JK did say that she intended to spread Mafalda across several characters. Rita Skeeter was the one she mentioned, but she really said nothing about Luna, as I said it's purely fan speculation. So guys, that concludes my video on Mafalda Weasley. Let me know what you think about the character. Would you have liked her to make it to the books? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever. So please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone, and please have a great day.